Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is JR and Brian here at Extreme Outfitters, located in Jacksonville, North Carolina.
Today we're going to be going head to head. We're going to put the PSE Decree against the new line of Xpedition, the Xlite 31.
Yep, so this is a 31-inch axle bow. We are looking at the brace height of 6.5 inches, speeds up to 336 feet per second. The overall weight of the bow is 3.75 pounds. We have a draw length range of 25.5 to 30 inches. Draw weights from 50, 60, 65, and 70 pounds.
Okay, so the Decree made by PSE is really comparable. That's why we're putting these two head to head. We're coming in at an IBO rating speed of 337 feet per second at a 31.5 inch axle to axle with a 6.5 inch brace height. It is significantly heavier. Coming in at what, 4.5 pounds?
I believe so.
So that is obviously bare bow, no stumpy, and no whisker biscuit. So we're going to put all of this to the test. We're going to put them head to head in this middleweight matchup and see what kind of speeds and feelings we get out of these things.
Yep. So we're going to shoot it at with a 450 grain arrow at two different draw lengths, 28 and 30 like we normally do. So we're getting some more real world speeds out of them. So we'll get everything set up. We're gonna head over to the range, get the chronograph set up, and we'll see you guys over there. All right guys, so we're on the range as you can see. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna get the physical weights of the bow, get the draw weights, and shoot 3 arrows through each bow. So here we go. Starting with the PSE Decree, I'm looking at a dry weight of 5 pounds. 5.2 is what it peaked at. So the Xlite is obviously gonna be a lot lighter since it's running that Magnite riser. This one we're coming in at a weight of 4.2 pounds, so almost a whole pound difference in weight. Okay, so let's get the draw weight real quick. We got 70.2 holding 10.9 pounds. It did feel like it had a little bit of a shorter valley drawing it back. So let's see what it feels like when we actually draw it with a release. So this is at 30 inches right now, 70 pounds, and this is a 450 grain arrow. So let's get a feel for it. That's very smooth. That's actually a pretty good valley right there. Like I'm pretty much letting off and it's not really wanting to go anywhere. Ooh, that's very dead feeling in the hand. It felt very, very good. Very smooth draw cycle. I felt like string angle felt really good as well. For a 31-inch axle bow at 30 inches, it felt actually really good.
By valley, what do you mean by valley?
So that is when your cams roll over with your let off.
Okay.
How much it's...
How big of a dump it is?
Yes, pretty much.
Okay,
yep.
Gotcha. And I noticed this too with the cable stops on both sides of the cam, so you're actually getting more of a wall in the back because you're not just hitting one cable. It's almost like a limb stop. Would you say? Kind
of, yeah. It's just a different version of a limb stop. Yeah. Yeah, and the back wall felt very good.
That's where I was getting at because it's hitting against both of those bus cables.
Yep. I didn't feel any sponge to it or anything. I don't know if we saw the first speed was 277. Here we go, shot 2. That's very solid. It's not going anywhere. They're 280.3. And it sounds pretty quiet too. I mean, that's most of the bows nowadays. They're all so honestly close to each other.
A lot of it's just going to come down to personal preference.
It really is, yes.
And that's why we encourage everyone to just get in here, get behind them, shoot them all.
Yep.
We'll put a D-loop and a whisker biscuit on everything you want to try.
Yep, absolutely. That's a very smooth draw cycle. And shot 3, 278. So very consistent right there, about 278, about average.
Yep.
278.6 according to the Garmin.
Rated at what?
This was
336. So we're averaging 278. Now we're going to pick up the 5-pounder.
Yep, the Decree.
And I want to see if you notice a difference in just bare bow stabilization, just based on the weight. That's really what I'm curious about. and hand shock too.
Yes.
'Cause I know the lighter you go, pushing speeds that fast, heavier arrows, you're going to feel a little bit more hand shock. So,
Yep. All right, let's get the draw weight. That is very smooth as well. Very forgiving valley. I had to almost push that to go down. So this one's 69.7, holding 6.8 pounds. So that you can even tell right there just by that holding weight. That's a significant difference. This is also on 90% too. So these come from the factory at 90%.
can you adjust the let off on the Xpedition?
Yep. The Xpedition, sorry, you cannot adjust the let off on the Xpedition. That is set at 85%. The PSE, you can adjust that. On your stops up here, as you see, you can go from 80, 85, or 90. So first arrow on the Decree at 30 inches, 450 grain arrow. Yeah, very, very forgiving valley there. Like I'm like not even holding it, it's not going anywhere. String angle feels really good as well.
290.
Also very dead. Just very dead in the hand. I love the grip on the PSE, especially that fullering that they have right here on the front of the riser. It just makes it so I can actually get very repeatable with my grip right there. I just rest my fingertips just like that. I love that grip. It's not noticeably heavier. The overall weight of the bow, especially at full draw, it feels very stable.
Okay.
I do like a little bit heavier of a bow. So the Xlite is a little bit lighter than maybe what I'd want, especially bare bow. But once you throw your accessories on and stuff, I think it'd be a great bow for that too. All right, and I like that speed we got too, 290.
Yeah, that's cruising.
It feels very stable too.
291. So we're pushing what, 8 feet a second faster?
Almost 12.
Oh yeah, 12. Sorry,
278.
I'm no mathlete.
Yeah.
So 12 feet a second faster, exactly the same setup, and that's actually drawing a little bit shy of 70 pounds at 69. Yep. So that just, I mean, those EC2 cams are phenomenal.
Yeah, it's a very, very efficient cam, and this draw cycle is very smooth. Has that little bit of a dump I felt like, but it's honestly nothing to cry about. $293.
So 292 is average.
Mm-hmm. So I have shot a bunch of PSEs in the past. I do prefer to have mine on 85% let off. I don't like that dump, and I like to know that I'm holding the bow, especially at full draw.
Same.
I like to have a little bit less forgiving valley.
Yep, 80-85% is money for me.
Yep.
And do you notice a difference in speed when you go to a?
It's minimal.
Yeah,
you'd be maybe 1 to 3 feet in speed difference.
So string angle, this one's
felt
a half-inch longer, axle to axle, so string angle is going to be very, very similar.
Yes, it felt very similar to that Xlite.
So let's put it on 28 inches. Yep. And let's me get behind it, and let's look at the speeds we get there and see how it feels to me. All right, guys, here we are. We are back with the middleweight showdown of the Xpedition Xlite 31 and the PSE Decree coming at 31.5. We have changed both of these draw lengths down to 28. So we're going to get some real world speeds out of this and put my feelers on it and see how it goes. First draw. Pretty steady all the way through. There's really no valley to speak of. Little bit of hand shock. Little bit of hand shock. But I mean, it feels, the draw cycle itself feels really good. There's really no valley or dump. Really solid on the back wall. I'm gonna grip this thing and try and get some real hand shock. Oh yeah, 265 at 450 grains. That's generally the weight arrow that I shoot. I would like it a little bit faster, you know, generally speaking. Just for those little bit longer shots, really, when you slow down, it changes the trajectory of the arrow. And with as thick as it is out here, it's tough. But I mean, it doesn't feel bad. Super light.
It's a very good draw cycle. Just from what I've seen as well, the speeds are just not quite there.
266. So we're averaging 265 at 28 inches, 450 grain arrow. And it's pulling right at 70 pounds. So let's throw that PSE up. This is going to be I'm going to try not to be biased because I shot the EC2 cam all year, and it's just a phenomenal cam. I love the draw of it. Yeah, super smooth. Yeah.
And that's 10 feet faster.
Yep. 276. Still, I mean, it feels great. Like you said, I really like the grip. I like the indexing on the front of the riser. That really lets me repeat it. Little to no hand shock. If you put any stabilizers or anything on it, all your accessories, that's just going to go away.
And that's not something I really even care about necessarily. Like, it's a hunting bow. I don't care about hand shock. I just want a good, comfortable shooting bow.
Yeah, I agree. I agree very much. But just in my little bit of knowledge base, that hand shock is showing a deficiency somewhere. Yeah, string angles, very similar. And coming in at 275.
Yep.
So.
What about that 10 feet faster mark?
10 feet faster. And what else do you look at? So, I mean, feel's a big thing for me. Just the way the grip feels really comfortable in this. It almost feels a little thin on the Xpedition, but I mean, it's not bad. It's nothing that I wouldn't, you know, because I mean, it's just a lot of people like shooting right off the riser. A lot of people do prefer it. Even a lot of the Matthews guys will pull the grips right off it. Yep. That's the first thing they do.
Yep. When I was shooting my Levitate, I started off shooting that just right off the riser as well. I really enjoyed it. I just look for something that I can get. I like to be a little bit heavier of an arrow.
Sure.
So I like to be around 500 or 500 plus, and I like to be in the 280s mark.
Yep. Agreed.
I'm not a speed chaser, but I just want to have. That's going to give it good kinetic energy, and it's going to be a good performing arrow. That's all I care about. So 280s and just over 500 grain arrow is what I look for. So anything in that area, I can shoot whatever.
Do you care about physical weight?
Not as much. If I were going out west again, maybe I would a little bit, but like I took
just for packability.
Yeah, I took the lift this last year out to Colorado, and I didn't really have any problems carrying that around. And that was probably sitting right around 6.5 pounds with the full build.
Yep. So. Agree. And if you do your due diligence and work out enough, the weight carrying, you know, shouldn't be
minimal.
Yeah.
It's a minimal thing to worry about. All in all, these are two good options for 2025. As we always say, make sure you get to the local shop. If you can't get here, get a bow in your hand. Try them out. See what you think.
Absolutely. Your opinion is the only one that matters when it comes down to it, because you're the one going to be shooting it. Him or I can't do it for you. So get to a shop, try them out. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And be sure to check us out online, extremeoutfitters.com, for all your archery and hunting needs. If you want to stop by the shop, we're located in Jacksonville, North Carolina, just outside of the main gate of Camp Lejeune. Come by and see us. Try these out for yourselves.